It's hot in here.
These boots have seen everything.
I'm ready.
Take two.
Ready for another round? soldier. Can't give up. I got this. Eat it.
The craft is ready to sail.
Whitman at ready, lass. Company's calling.
What do we got here? Dead hoon walking, seems like. Got any reason I shouldn't sever your head and toss it to the Rothe?
Let's try and keep this diplomatic. I'd rather not jump into another fight quite so soon.
That's so.
You feel the slightest of stirrings in your head. The Duergar is not infected, yet your minds resonate.
I'll be. You ain't shitting. Felt the tingle. In that case, let's talk business. Your twat's old friend Nair caused a rockfall, trapped tighter than a hornet's arse.
Couple of known slaves stuck with him too. Little bastards.
You absolute shaggers owe us a crapload of coin. You want through? Make a donation. Unclog your hole. Just shitting around. But I'm warning you, that twat soul ain't settled up soon. There'll be hell to pay for the lot of you cult buggers.
All the charm and wit you'd expect from a slaver. Even a slaver of gnomes.
Go on.
What are you looking at?
I'll make this unforgettable.
Dead drow, publicly displayed. The Duergar are sending a message.
I speak true, brothers. You know it in your hearts. You know it in your very souls.
We need no Lolth, no Spider Queen. Father Mermuth is the head of Clan Lur. He hatched us, raised us, feeds us.
What care we for his business here? He keeps us small, keeps us contained. We should be with the Spider Queen, revered, adored.
You've read that harming spiders is illegal among Lolth's faithful.
Father Mermuth is our past.
These spiders are loyal to the local Duergar. In the event of a fight, they will join the fray against you, with slavering enthusiasm.
Xanta, is it so?
I've heard the very same. Come, brothers, follow me into her hairy embrace.
Her embrace.
We're ready.
We follow.
Yes. Now, brothers, our new dawn awaits.
Stinking snitch. No one drugs with Clan Flameshade.
Better be cautious.
Don't like Absolute must have took you in. Me? Who else? My spiders sussed them out of hiding, then near taught them a thing or two, and I let them fly. those worthless bugs. Always caught him sniffing around. He hung them here as a warning. And
I don't need any attention right now.
stinking snitch. No one drugs with Clan Flameshade.
You attacked someone.
My dogs are barking. Can we rest?
Ho! Hello? Hey!
So, are you greeting invisible beings or just losing your mind?
The echoes, listen. They're coming from 3 directions.
Losing your mind it is. Probably the tadpole. The weirdest thing I've seen.
Hey, stick shit!
It's Skick Pit, you piss pot.
That's what I said! Another hour!
Piss pot.
You flirt! Now jump to it! Or it's up to the lift!
If I was that slave, I'd be tempted to add.
True soul, yeah? Tell the sergeant we won't move a pebble. Comfortably. Figured it obvious. I'll kick up my feet, order a brew, watch them work. They'll complain, but they love it. I'm telling you. And I don't like pig. You want respect? Hey, stick
Coming right up.
stick shit. Talks like smug,
And then shag.
here's to smug.
What now?
You got me good to the last.
Well, well, well.
What to do?
You attacked someone. Only the gut.
Need to stay focused.
Sometimes the only way out is through. Need healing.
What now? I know a place. Across the lake. Should be safe. Won't be needing this poison now that you've offed the pricks. Bet you'll find you're a good one.
Best get in and out. You got a brain of your own. Use it. Vita Excolata! You ain't been the same since that rock slide.
Keep your blade close.
I say you're scamming a lot of us.
To the ship.
Good thing you got me. You wouldn't survive a 10-day on your own.
10 days.
Good looking.
Consistent. I'll give you that.
A little off the top.
You attacked someone. Only... You attacked someone. Only the guards are allowed to do that, as this one is about to...
Need to act fast. Take two.
My turn. Watch this.
Time to push my luck again. Fall by my hand.
Deep gnomes, killed under the yoke of slavers.
My faith protects me.
Hardly a challenge.
Guess these are the dregs of a nightfall feast. Pity for so much good eating to go to waste.
To break bread in Shah's name?
So, are we saving this? I'm fine with either, naturally. The last thing I want to do is ruin these nails digging through rock. Gods, really? Oh, saving a drow I can understand, but saving gnomes? Oh. But if you insist on being a hero, I won't get in your way. Just don't expect me to help, either. Who knows? Drow? Mind flayers? Death? Hopefully not ours. But maybe answers. If we can convince the right people to talk. Why do you insist on exhuming the past? I was a slave. A vampire spawn. Kept by the Tsar family. Perhaps I still am. I was never able to resist their commands. But now, I've been conveniently lost. They won't ever control me again. It's simple. Just find a vampire that will drink your blood and turn you into a vampire spawn. Their obedient puppet. In theory, the next step is to drink their blood. Once you've done that, you're free and a true vampire. People think the biggest threat to a vampire is a cleric with a stake. It's not. The biggest threat to a vampire is another vampire. They're scheming, paranoid, power-hungry beasts. So why would any vampire give up control over a spawn to create a competitor? Trust me, It doesn't happen. Not anymore. Which is all that matters, really. I didn't do anything. I was kidnapped, just like you. It seems Cazador wants me back. Cazador Zar is a vampire lord in Baldur's Gate, the patriarch of his coven and a monster obsessed with power. He turned me nearly 200 years ago. I became his spawn, and he became my tormentor. It was him, I'm sure. Only he would know to send the Gur after me. It was a group of Gur that attacked me that night in Baldur's Gate. I would have died had Cazador not appeared and saved me. Well, he didn't mention the slave clause at the time. And now he sends a Gur monster hunter for me. It's a message. He's reminding me of his power. Even in the middle of nowhere, he can reach me. And he wants me back. Maybe he wants to make an example of me, to show what happens to runaways. Or maybe he thinks death is too good for me. Aha! Safe! You think I'm safe? Do you know the power a vampire lord possesses? He can change shape, turn into mist, call wolves to do his bidding, shrug off blows like they're nothing. He could walk into our camp tonight and kill you with his bare hands. And you'd be lucky if death was the worst thing that happened to you. First, we have to... I don't know. Well, if we kill his lackeys, he'll just send more. We just have to be vigilant, keep our wits about us, and kill any monster hunters on sight. I won't lie. It's tempting. If I keep the tadpole, I risk transforming into a grotesque monster. If I lose the tadpole, Cazador has control of me, body and soul, and I return to the shadows. It's grim either way. So why not sell what's left of my soul to a devil? Better he has it than Cazador. Figuring out what's happening to us, confronting a god called the Absolute, and then finding time to kill my old master before... Yes, that's an option, but I wouldn't bet eternity on it.
Nasty way to go. Suffocating slowly under a ton of rubble. Not a fate I'd personally relish.
Ah, yes. Karsus. Karsus was perhaps the most powerful wizard that ever lived. The child who would be a god, the elves called him. And he tried. With a spell of his own devising, he endeavored to usurp in one fell swoop the power of the goddess of magic. Mistral, she was called then. Imagine what it must have felt like to be a god. To know yourself, to be untouchable, to be mistaken. As Karsus aimed his spell at her, she began to unravel, and with her, the entire weave. Too late did he realize what he had unleashed. It would have been the end of everything had not Mistral sacrificed herself. The goddess of magic is all magic. By dying, the entire weave was lost, and the spell that challenged a god failed. It was the end of Mistral. The end of Karsus and the end of an entire civilization. As the child who would be a god was turned to stone, his empire came crashing down around him. The floating cities of Netheril were no more. An event that came to be known as Karsus's folly. For a spell, Mistral was reborn as Mistra. Upon her return, the weave returned with her. Now, so many centuries later, I try to follow in the footsteps of Karsus. Not to destroy Mistra, but to prove my love for her. I try to control only a fraction of the magic that was unleashed that fateful day. I merely sought to return one tiny diamond to an imperfect crown. Gale's folly, one might call it. History, repetition. It's the way things go. If it should ever come to that, if I ever know I am no longer able to stop it, I will do anything I can to ensure no one but me pays for my mistakes. I will find the remotest place on the surface of Faerun, or perhaps far below in the depths of the Underdark. I will await that death, alone. I promise I will not betray your trust. You kept me by your side despite the menace that I am. If worst comes to worst, I will be long gone before the curtain falls. I know what it is to hunger. And I know what it takes to keep that hunger under control. He's done that so far, despite his condition. So long as he sates his appetite elsewhere, I'm happy to give him the benefit of the doubt.
The dog is unable to speak through the small bag he holds in his mouth.
I don't know. All I know is I thought of you when I saw it.
You must have...
The disc appears in your mind's eye. Lae'zel sees it too and considers the vision.
Tissue markings. Ancient.
I recognize them, but I can't make sense. No. Wait. The texts are enciphered, but I've solved the pattern. It's a story. About Orpheus.
Your head buzzes in concert with Lae'zel's, but it hardly matters. Even without the connection, you'd recognize her discomfort.
Githyanki writing. Every word a wheel, every letter a spoke. The most powerful texts are engraved in slate. Some so ancient, only the most erudite Gish can read them. I am fine. This text is heresy. I can hardly bear to read it, let alone speak it. Very well. I will read it to you. The Prince of the Comet, Part 1. So it was that we were free from Geich shackles and turned our blades on each other. The heavens were shattered, and one great empire was divided in two. Gith traveled to the Hells to broker help for her people, her cause. Vlaakith would have you believe Mother Gith proclaimed her our queen. Lies. Gith made no such proclamation. Vlaakith seized the Empire against the Mother's wishes. But Gith had nurtured a son, Orpheus, Prince of the Comet, the true heir. He knew Vlaakith's treachery. Orpheus rallied Gith's honor guard and declared the throne for himself. The War of the Comet had begun. Disregard this drivel. Gith declared Vlaakith Queen of the Empire, and her own son defied her. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich. She did nothing of the sort. Thank your good fortunes, I'm a tolerant woman.
Your mind connects with Lae'zel's, and together you...
Another part of the Orpheus tale. This one has been translated to Common. Fine. The Prince of the Comet, Part 2. The Prince of the Comet, Orpheus himself, led his honor guard into battle. Their red dragons bellowed with righteous anger, and the heavens erupted. The glorious prince cried to all who could hear him, "Praise be to my mother Gith, the queen of the one sky, sacrificed to the hells by the renegade Vlaakith." But the true heir, the Prince of the Comet, could not overcome Vlaakith's knights and their ill-gotten worms. Mighty Voss, Gestil Kithrak, lit the astral sky aflame. When the ash had cleared, beloved Orpheus was gone. True heir, glorious prince, there's no greater crime than to exalt the pretender called Orpheus. It is over where I am concerned.
It is through conflict that... Yet I do not recommend Shad. The next resolution may not end in her favor. Mark my words. This power would be no blessing, but a curse. You might as well ask me to gouge out my eyes for the promise of sight, or consume all the gate tadpoles you wish. I'm not so craven. Perhaps you... When the tadpole has stretched to it won't hear my scream. My faith in Vlaakith will guide me, and my own might will sustain me. I have no need of this depraved power. The Githyanki have long studied Gaith and used what we've learned. The Zaithisk itself, the tadpole is perhaps not just a curse. Very well. I will swallow my disgust and avail myself. My own Savage would never have threatened a youngling. A waste of time and energy. The pupils themselves culled the weak from their ranks. I myself felled 4 of my own classmates once Kalir had 100 times circled Tyrell. Not every life is equal. My people have no use for cowards. Every trainee that I slayed was either too weak to withstand the lessons, or was cocky enough to pick a fight they could never win. Their lives were not precious. They were a blight that required expunging. The Githyanki are only as powerful as their weakest warrior. Jaquith de Venzir, the termination of the frail, strengthens us. I hadn't thought myself so transparent. Well, you'd be a succulent meal. I would like to have gorged. But you've been prodded and picked over like a suckling boar. I prefer fresher meat.
We need to get that near guy unstuck, or those gnomes are done for. Come on, focus.
You really did it, huh? Not worried about adding more illithid into the mix? Well, what can I say? And yet, you're more mind flayer than ever. Hope you don't expect me to follow your lead in this. Do they? I'm not sure either of us can say one way or the other. We don't know what the costs might be just yet.
How do you do that?
Oh. Fine. Now, are we done? Soldier?
What about it? Had to let off a little steam after facing off with those ignots. Granted, the fire lasted a little longer than it should. Careful, soldier. If I burn any hotter, I might explode. Engine heats up the whole system enough not to get burned. Hopefully it will hold together long enough to get tuned up. Let's move, huh?
I'm running high and... Copper for your thoughts? It's not that I want to collect them, per se. It's just that evil's evil, but it can be put to good use. Hey, soldier. The year, 10 air. The place, sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlach, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city, with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Worked for a guy I respected. A lot. Turns out the feeling wasn't mutual. Through the jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back. You know Zariel, right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. Well, to war. I learned quick how to stay alive. And the engine served me when it came to killing devils. 10 years of that. The stories I could tell. Guy named Gortash. Politician. Inventor. One of these wheeler-dealer types who seems to have a finger in every pie. I guess I was naive to think everything he got up to was above board. What did I know? I saw a job. A good job. With people I liked. Doing work I was good at. Sometimes I'm jealous of that girl. Ugh, to feel so invincible again. Let's hope Damon is as good as he seems. Once my engine's handled, I can focus on more important matters. Tadpoles, cults, frosty pints. Gives me energy. Power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close. I try not to think about it. One of these days, I'll sort the whole infernal affair out, get myself cooled off, stop, but... not. Soldier? Funny you should ask. I was just thinking about what would have become of us without that Nautiloid. I mean, I know where I'd be. Trapped in Avernus still, with the Blade of Frontiers on my tail. But what about you? I can picture you getting mixed up in some outrageous shit. Giants, beholders, Thayans, the works. Maybe once we've wrapped up the current shenanigans, we'll rest a bit and find some new heap of troubles to throw ourselves at. Soldier? We were both part of Zariel's inner circle. Her by choice. In the grand scheme of things, I'm inconsequential to Zariel. Sure. She favored me like a child favors a captive pet. Mizora envied the attention, I suppose. I'm sure when Zariel gave her the order to hunt me down, Mizora was delighted. No kidding. The fighting, the chaos, the betrayal. It had the makings of a good stage show, but I did not want to be one of the players. I don't know. You'd think she'd have more important things to do. Devils and their pride.
Welcome to the League of... Not to minimize the pain of Volo's poking and prodding, but I promise. Besides, I find it gives one an air of mystique. No one's more intriguing than a man with one eye. Not so enchanting as you'd think. The Portiers, the Caldwells, they were the blue bloods hosting the fancy balls and drinking from gold goblets. Father's the son of a blacksmith, born with barely a coin in the coffers. He made a name for himself among the Flaming Fist, brave as Baldur and stubborn as a deep Rothe, daring, outspoken, but hardly posh. I spent more time dueling with Father than I did rubbing elbows with lords. Not to say I didn't develop a taste for good wine and the talent for courtly dance. Yes, Father taught me the 4 pillars of power. Courage, insight, strategy, justice. He reckoned I'd follow in his footsteps. First as a fist marshal, then as a duke. Vanquish evil, maintain order, save the world. But a duke makes bedfellows with more monsters than he slays. Father called it diplomacy. I called it hypocrisy. In the frontiers, there is no posturing, no diplomacy. I slay monsters, I don't consort with them. Even if I might look like one. He brings to mind a story. The Devil with the Silver Tongue. An old fairy tale my father read to me. The kind with a hero, a villain, and a moral. A farmer made a deal with the devil, so the story goes. In exchange for the farmer's dearest fruit, the devil granted him a bottomless coin purse. The farmer's dearest fruit, naturally, was no apple nor peach, but his beloved daughter. We can learn a lot from fairy tales, don't you think? Refuse him, no matter how tempting the offer, no matter how delicious the feast he lays out for you. The cost will be too great. That's because you still have hope. But when he becomes your last hope, remember this. He'll require of you only what you're least ready to part with, and then require more still. You might think you'd give up anything for a cure, but the devil won't take just anything. He'll take everything.